Hello viewers, welcome to Janshakti Network. The Modi government went all out to praise Donald Trump. From the grand Howdy Modi event in the US to the Namaste Trump show in India. Until recently, some extreme Hindutva groups in India even celebrated Trump's birthday and performed special Hindu rituals for his election victory. But now, Trump has slapped India with a 50% export tariff, the highest in Asia. This is punishment for India buying cheap oil from Russia. If this tariff is applied, it will badly hit industries like leather, clothing, IT and agriculture, possibly costing millions of jobs. Even after this American bullying, the so-called 56-inch chest leader is silent. Why? Because the RSS supported Trump for his anti-Muslim policies, which matched their own communal agenda. They saw him as a long-lost brother in their political family. Now, Modi is in trouble. Meanwhile, China has shown support for India in this issue. The Chinese ambassador to India posted on X, "If you give a bully an inch, he will take a mile." He also said that the US often breaks UN and WTO rules using tariffs as a weapon to dominate other countries, making the world unstable and dangerous. In South America, Brazil has shifted left again. Right-wing leader Bolsonaro, a close friend of Trump and Modi, lost to former Union leader Lula da Silva, who now criticizes the US and builds ties with China and Russia. The BRICS Bank is now headed by Dilma Rousseff, another former left-wing president of Brazil. BRIC was created as an alternative to Western institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Russia too is resisting US power. In 1990, the US promised NATO wouldn't expand eastward if Russia agreed to German reunification. That promise was broken, and NATO expanded right up to Russia's border, causing today's Ukraine conflict. In Africa, countries like Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are throwing out old colonial powers like France. They accuse the West of looting gold and uranium under the cover of peacekeeping. South Africa is demanding land reform, since most land is still owned by the white people even after apartheid. These countries are also standing up for Palestine against Israeli attacks. BRICS, made up of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, now has 28 more partner countries. Together, they are challenging Western dominance. The conflict between labor and capital, between imperialist countries and between socialist and capitalist system is growing. This opens the possibility for a multipolar world, not dominated by one superpower. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the West thought their neoliberal way was the only way. Now, that belief is being challenged, especially in Asia, where China, one of the ancient civilizations, plays a big role. India and China have shared over 2,000 years of peaceful cultural exchange. India gave the world zero, the decimal system, algebra, trigonometry, and calculus. China gave paper, gunpowder, the compass, printing, the abacus, and silk. Buddhist monks and scholars traveled between the two, spreading ideas and art. Both countries suffered under European colonialism. In modern times, they supported each other. For example, during China's war against Japan, Subhash Chandra Bose sent a medical team led by Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis, who became a symbol of friendship. Even today, despite border tensions, trade between India and China is growing. China is India's biggest trading partner. Chinese companies work on Indian projects, from smartphone factories to building tunnels and statues. But politics tells a different story. The RSS call for a boycott of Chinese goods, while the BJP government continues business with China. Modi has visited China 14 times, and RSS leader also go there. The West wants to keep India and China apart through the Quad Alliance, made up of the US, Japan, Australia and India. They aim to surround China and weaken BRICS. The Modi government, close to the West, is the part of this strategy. This connects with another agenda, the common anti-Muslim politics of India's Hindutva groups and Israel's Zionists. This is why Modi buys Israel spyware like Pegasus to spy on opponents, and more Israel weapons to replace Russian ones. During colonial times, the Indian Ocean was like a British lake. Later, during the Cold War, it became a battlefield for influence. Today, it is still important for US, which has a strong navy in the region. For India, this area from the Persian Gulf to the Malacca Strait is vital for trade and security. For China, it is crucial for energy imports. The US wants to control this region, weaken BRICS, and keep India in its camp. History shows India and China have traded goods and ideas long before Europe became powerful. If the border dispute is resolved, Asia's two giants could reduce US influence and lead the world away from Eurocentric dominance. Dialogue and cooperation between India and China are essential for a peaceful and fair world. The old colonial policy of divide and rule will only harm both nations. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated with the latest incidents. Hit the bell icon to never miss an update. We will see you next time with more news that matters. Stay informed, stay safe.